No, and I'm kind of worried for Virtus.pro because Kyle might have just jinxed them. Lacoste, what do you think?
I feel like if they can survive, but one thing that is good for Virtus.pro is you have this Earth Spirit and Warlock combo. Also Shadowfiend burst damage against Dead Prophet, Earth Spirit rolling in. Like, Earth Spirit should just make Dead Prophet's lane miserable.
I think Earth Spirit is going to make everybody's lane miserable. If he can do that, if Zayach is actually able to just set high tempo, do you believe in Virtus.pro? That's a no.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh.
No, I'm good. So, yeah, it's been a while since I saw Warlock being played, but this hero, I mean, he just loves the teamfight, doesn't have many other spells, like you can't gank. He's a good laner, provides sustain, and Fatal Bonds combined with, like, Ember Spirit, Slight. They have a very good catch, disengage with Centaur. Also, sometimes Lycan as an off laner gets more farm than a safe lane, depending on the matchup. So I want to see what Phonic can do.
Yeah, because something that T-Governor said was that, you know, he likes HellRaisers draft, and he thinks that HellRaisers is not going to lane it the way that we thought it was going to.
Look at the mid lane. No one is styling on them. Outplayed. He placed a ward on the bottom, and now he moved the tango to his backpack, and now they're gonna put probably a sentry. Oh man, what a play.
Already
so it looks like he just played an observer ward because he was missing a slot. Pretty clever, this guy, huh?
Very clever, very clever. It's the little things that does it in the middle lane, I find always. It's like the tiniest things can make you win or lose a lane. And speaking of lanes, we do have the Riki and the other Titan on the bottom lane, and the Lycan lane on the off lane is Lycan Pango versus Ember Warlock. And we already see that this Ember is getting beaten on, and there is well, okay, there's an Orb of Venom on the Pango, but he's not going to continue hitting, so he's taking actually quite a bit of damage.
And we can see the power of Fatal Bonds. Like, this spell is insane. 12% share damage, enemies bound 6, so you'll always have count.
Yep.
Extra wolves in the laning stage, extra units, so there's always going to be maximum efficiency coming out from that spell.
Yeah, and a couple of rather clarities on the Warlock will make sure that he can continuously use the Fatal Bonds on the lane, or keep the harassment going rather. Wow. Normally you don't want to punch a Centaur because you can just, you know, you get those retaliate stacks on, but Pushka has punched that Centaur quite a bit and he hurts.
That's what you want to do with Elder Titan. Zayat dragging the creep wave, but Pushka did a good job.
Yeah.
Now both, you have a new lane, this is 4th lane.
Oh, but yeah, Pushka can take the experience there. Nixon's already had to go to the tower to basically get the experience there. In the meantime, we've seen this previous game as well, where Roger had also got a wave to himself. We did have Solo following him all the way around as well. You have to go the long way around. But yeah, both lanes are kind of doing the same as trying to get one of those waves over to their supports.
Stacking the camps and then showing up in the lane with a ton of damage. You can't underestimate how much he can do with the Spirit. Mid lane so far, 8-1 on Dead Prophet. Same goes for Shadowfiend. Once she hits level 3. Like, if Dead Prophet is in the range of triple raise, she should be, like, careful. Spirit Siphon is not that efficient, but Shadowfiend these days goes for raises level 1, which means that he's gonna be using a lot of mana earlier, and then he's not gonna have enough mana sustain unless he brings mangoes, which no one is doing, and you can see he keeps spamming those raises. Also, mid laners don't want to go for bottle anymore right away, since runes are spawning at 4th minute mark.
No one is taking a lot of harass though. Is forced to buy extra regen, and I feel like with all that raises spam, Xani doing the smart thing, getting a stick early on, is gonna make sure that he doesn't have to buy as much regen as no one has to buy. Oh. The Pushka does get a stomp off. Will live on the bottom lane. Close one though.
I want to see Earth Spirit rotate to the mid lane. Check the rune and try to make a gank going on a dead prophet. How's top lane? A2 on Funnick while Ember Spirit is having a free time. I mean, when I think of solo, this is the hero that comes to my mind.
I have Bane with that for solo. Also, a hero that stands on the side wants to look at the fight and be top tier with positioning.
Yeah. Anything that goes in, throw his body, dies and can fight back. That's his hero.
Pushka. Gonna force the TP out there on Rezo, and they're gonna chase down Zayaj. They might be chasing for first blood here. One more hit will do the trick. Ooh, did he just pop a salve? No, that was Rezo itself. Going in the way of Nyx. This last pick, Ricky, wasn't exactly what the panel was expecting with the last pick for HellRaisers, but we saw it work out previous game. What's the Pushka doing? Does he really think he can stand here? He's just gonna die. What? Did he want to die?
Looks like it.
But he had a salve.
He had 0 mana.
Yeah. But
how much gold did he get? 200 gold.
Still
and now he shows up in the lane. Zayats will get the courier. He also planted an observer board behind the tower. So he should get the sentry on Elder Titan and devour that straight away. Let's see this rotation from Earth Spirit. Observer. This one should also get devoured by another one. What is the Pushka doing in the base, actually? He's been sitting for quite some time.
He's gonna teleport back, but maybe that explains why he just died. Maybe he just was like, I don't know, hands off the keyboard mode? Ooh. We have a rotation of Roger. He made his way all the way to the bottom lane from the top one, and he wants to go for Rezo. The hoof stomp will come out. Holds him in place for a little bit. Do they have enough damage? The cloud coming out. No hoof stomp, but also not enough damage.
More like oof gang instead of a hoof stomp.
Runes are going to HellRaisers. I guess it's a 50-50 at this point. Virtus.pro will also get to. By the way, the first rune was picked up by Xani. It was a regen rune, so quite unfortunate for no one, as he is now waiting for the bottle to come out so he can fill it up, or empty it first and then fill it up with that bounty rune. But yeah, that regen rune did make sure that Xani was, I mean, just having a little bit of extra upper hand on that in that middle lane.
Seems like HellRaisers just want to give Ember Spirit free farm, secure the free farm for Ricky, since Ember usually doesn't build into like defensive item first, and Ricky goes straight into Fusel Blade, which gives him a ton of kill potential, and already a smoke screen level 4 on Ricky.
And we had
they really want this Dead Prophet kill. Look at this. 3 Virtus.pro members lurking around. Rune just spawned, no one with the haste. See you, Roger.
Yep, Roger. Oh, he jumps to the low ground. Solo is there as well, though. Bilbo, his last hits miss, and the Raze will finish the job. Xani, he is now in trouble. He actually pops the exorcism for this. And with the life drain, he will definitely live. Looks like he is fine. I guess they got 1 kill, Virtus.pro did.
They did get a kill, plus a courier.
Yeah. But that's a lot of rotations to try and take down a Death Prophet. Do you feel like it's good at least that they forced out the exorcism without there being any tower damage done with it?
Yeah, this is how you want to play against the Dragon Knight or Dead Prophet. Try to force them to use ulti once or twice, and these heroes rely on snowballing so much. Top lane, LTW playing very aggressive on Lycan.
Yeah, it was surprising for me to see him throw his spirit like behind the tower when he teleported back to base, but he just wanted to assert dominance. That's what you do. Funnick trying to take some control of the jungle, but Zayaj is already hunting for him. It looks like these supports, yeah, they are super mobile, especially compared to the previous 2 that they had. Funnick in a lot of trouble, actually. That will be a kill for LTW. Very nicely done. And yeah, this, I mean, you wanted it. Zayaj, your spirit, you wanted him to be active moving around, and he's doing just that. Making it work.
It's much easier lineup to execute for Virtus.pro than in the previous one. Like you have Ember Spirit, Centaur, you know what these heroes can do. Earth Spirit as well. You get level 6 on these two supports, and with Earth Spirit in your team, you can always make stuff happen.
Looks like Virtus.pro again. They have 4 people here to try and take down Sonny this time round, and this time round they should be able to do it. He'll have a lot of upgrades though. He might actually live.
Oh my god.
The Spirit Siphon with Pushka. I'm not sure if that's the rookie.
5 people.
Oh god, he's still living there. And they might actually
get a return kill.
Are able to get ILTW. Teleport out from Pushka. He's fine, and now the rest of HellRaisers has joined this fight. It's the same as what happened last. We saw
what is happening?
minutes, 10 people in the dire jungle. Now they're in the middle lane, and they didn't get the death prophet. I can't believe they didn't get that. That was 5 people eventually try and take him down, and he had just all siphons up. And he
Dire's
just
top
lives.
tower is under attack.
I don't understand this rotations, or I don't understand Dota anymore. Like, what just happened? The same thing in the previous game where they had 10 heroes contesting 1 stack.
Yep.
Even if you get that kill and you have 2 heroes farming on the side lanes, it's still not worth it.
No. It's madness. I don't know. Maybe that is, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm just guessing here because obviously I have no clue what I just happened. Actually, hold that thought, Bonic. He is surrounded. Virtus.pro, he does have the wolf form available and he will run for it. And the chain actually hits on Roger. It's a swashbuckle available though, so he's out. ILTW, thinking about just, getting that kill still. Well done for him, getting some extra chunk of gold. But yeah, maybe it's like whoever wins the fight that is, you know, around 7-8 minutes. If you win a big team fight around that time, that is like assert dominance on a grand scale. You're taking the lead of the game.
I'm pretty sure I read the patch notes a couple of times, and I have not seen anything that would make teams go for this kind of rotations. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Well, we have seen both of these teams going for the rotation, so they like it. And as long as it's working for them, then that's fine. That being said, though, it didn't really work out for Virtus.pro this time around. They still have not managed to take out Xani, even though we have seen them putting a lot of effort in that. We'll see what they'll try next time around. Has managed to grab a haste rune and has also made his way to the middle lane on the hunt, but didn't actually find the kill on Zayaj. Even though they knew something was wrong, they do get the scan out, so they know Ricky might have been behind that. They might have seen him pick up that rune, but Nyx will just continue farming on the bottom lane.
It's under attack.
And you can see both supports of Virtus.pro are level 4. Earth Spirit just brought a tome for himself. That's not gonna get him to level 6, level 5.5 at the moment. Because of those rotations, you are losing a lot of XP on the side lanes.
Yeah. Because Roger is level 6. And
now we have Warlock trying to get level 6 on the top lane, and they should punish that. Like, he is just a creep with the teleport scroll.
He really is. I'm laughing at it, but it's sad. But it's because it's true. ILTW just made a nice move for him. Might have been slightly unknowing, but he made sure that a smoke gank did not happen. He popped the smoke very early on. And he is now actually hunting a 4th Punic. Does he have enough damage to take him out? There's a lot of creeps. There's a tower, and he's taking quite a bit of damage himself. He'll just farm.
Pretty static game. We don't see anyone wanting to take a fight.
Under attack.
Like, Earth Spirit wants to make a gank right now. He just got level 6. Dust, Verse, no one. Stampede to close the gap. That's gonna be a tough kill to get.
Yep, next jumping out. Has got the dust on him, so he's visible, and he will still die. Zayaj with the magnetize. It's enough. How do you do it? 2-man gank, kill a core, and run away when the death prop comes. Can't take down Xani at this point.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, Virtus.pro is keeping up with the kills. Do you feel like they're doing better this game than they did previous game? Because they weren't necessarily doing bad during the laning stage previous game.
At one point it just fell apart.
Yeah.
In the previous one, Ricky had extremely good timing on the Diffusal Blade. It was 12 or 13 minutes on diff. And then they just started to feed the kills on the map. Now they have supports who can do stuff, at least in Earth Spirit. Warlock's still level 5. Gets Kabold out of first usage of Trusty Shovel. That feels bad.
That is very sad. Yeah. But you know, it's an extra 6 gold. Or an extra soul if you give it to the Shadow Fiend.
I love when you use Shovel after now 17-minute mark, and then the Kabold drops, you kill Kabold, and it gives you a tier 2 item.
That it feels like a win. That's efficiency at finest. But we are at a little bit of an impasse in this game. It feels like both teams not really wanting to make any movements other than the gank you just had with Zaya to no one. With the game being even, like who should be ahead, or is this still fine for both teams?
I believe HR just wants to farm the Diffusal Blade on Ricky before taking a next big fight. Dead Prophet also wants to get to level 12. Exorcism Spirits from 8 to 16, so they double, which is a pretty big deal. Vorlog just got level 6, and it's let's go on the Virtus.pro side.
Yeah, they smoked behind ILTW. Can they find their target? It does look like HellRaisers is pretty grouped up as well. The only one that they're missing is... Hello. Is
Solo just flexing on the mid lane.
Yep.
Look at me, guys. I have ulti 14 minutes
they're
in.
Trying to fight in maybe 2 plays at the same time. They're at least trying to find Nick. Spear sends him back in the claws of Zayaj, but they're in. Back up Pushka and Funnick running for Virtus.pro themselves. Zayaj will run from Pushka and Roger. We'll see. He doesn't really have a lot of mana. Has cut stick charges the ball. Rolling Thunder coming through. Zayaj
he gets a return kill.
He's actually able to kill off Pushka, so I don't think that's all bad on his side there. But the rest of HellRaisers is still running at a Virtus.pro. Now ILTW here too, and now Solo coming in with the chaotic offering. They're able to take out Funnick. Roger getting out. This is get out point for HellRaisers because they fought too long, and the rest of Virtus.pro had all the time in the world to make it to the top lane. Other than no one, I'm actually surprised that he didn't join on the top lane.
Virtus.pro definitely didn't need to use ulti there. Lycan ulti was already out.
Yeah.
Like, he has no boots, but he get the 315 movement speed. That's pretty secure kill.
Radiant.
No one going for drums, the BKB build this game. They have only exorcism. I mean, they have a serious amount of physical damage, to be honest. Like Ricky right clicks, but he wants to be able to stand his ground and just get some punches in or raises.
Yep. Nyx is definitely a little later on the timing with the Diffusal than previous games. He also, unlike last game, died fairly early. But that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Also, Virtus.pro finally able to kill that. Previous game they were not able to. It does look like VP is found their footing in this game and is looking to keep the tempo up. No one, of course, well, leading the charge at the moment. Going for BKB right after drums. What do you think of that build?
I think it's fine. Yeah. Even though there is a lot of physical damage in this game, he still needs to be able to take care of himself. There is no save besides like Warlock ulti, and it's a long cooldown, so can't really just rely on that.
Yeah. I always want to see more 4 stats against Ricky.
Dire's bottom tower.
The supports are too poor. And with the Warlock, he needs mana boost, otherwise you don't have a big enough mana pool to use all your spells properly in a fight. Another smoke gank coming out from Virtus.pro. They are gonna find Funnick, but... Oh, there he goes. Zaya sees him. I was gonna say nighttime made it a little bit difficult. He is able to get the wolf form out, and with lack of disable... Actually, he's gonna try to return it around. Looking to maybe run a little bit. Nah, he's just gonna use it to farm. Alright, Virtus.pro left the jungle, and HellRaisers is not gonna get the fight that they kind of wanted with that Diffusal Blade on the Ricky.
Funnick couldn't really achieve much this game. He's just a Necrobook Wolves at this point. It's still a very long cooldown. Level 1, 125 seconds. Bottom lane, Warlock found. Oh, what an execution.
Yeah, Warlock dead. Zaya gets the magnetize out. They're actually doing quite a bit of damage to HellRaisers.
So they used 3 ultis. Shadowfin used Requiem to try to push him back. Magnetize plus a Stampede. Just to keep Warlock alive, and Warlock dies. Top lane, no mana on Rezo.
No life either. With
He's gonna be able to blink out. Oh, Pango!
Doesn't matter. Kill steal. Actually, no, that was a kill secure, rather.
Oh, that's what KS stands for.
Yes, secure, just in case someone's gonna take the last hit when you can. Yeah. So, good kill though. A nice one indeed, as Xani looks to be the target of ILTW and Zayach here, but with the jump, not really hitting. I mean, Zayach can chase, but the rest is a little lacking behind. They might want to dive the tower for this, but it's still risky to do so, so they'll back off.
They can see Ricky with no teleport on top, and they know it's on cooldown since he just TP to get a kill on a Centaur. And Ricky, once again, even without a catapult, pressuring the top tower. Same goes for game number 1, getting the gold from it.
ILTW is chasing him out. The chain's already used. It doesn't matter that he could TP uninterrupted. The damage was there to take him out. But Virtus.pro feel way more on the ball than they did previous game. That still goes, but they're not really getting a gold lead with all these movements. Is that a problem, or are they still just fine and they're doing good?
They're finding Funnick. That's the kill that they're getting every single time. But Funnick is getting items, you know. He has straight Necro Book, nothing else. Buckler, if you count that as an item. So I want to see HellRaisers either trying to take a fight, maybe force Warlock to use Aegis and then go for Roche, or just straight into Roche. You have a ton of damage.
Good. They want to look for a fight perhaps first. A smoke up for HellRaisers. They're walking up the high ground. Everybody with VP is here though. Nix is going for the Zayach Spirit first, and he will be able to take him down. In the meantime, Xani is into the thick of it, going for no one. The Stampede trying to run away, but the Yule Scepter is there, and actually that Xani is surrounded. He already used his Yule Scepter offense. He paid for that one. That is HellRaisers are running for the hills because they cannot fight this without their Death Prophet, and Virtus.pro knows this, so they're hunting. Rezo has got that blink available, just wants to have a target, but doesn't want to jump up the high ground too blindly, so we'll just go for the bounty rune instead.
I believe that Prophet learned a lesson from this fight. It's not going to be using Yule Scepter offensively anytime soon until she gets a BKB.
Yeah.
And there is no other ways of save on their side. You don't have any Shadow Demons, Vibrants to keep them in place or reset the fight.
Yeah, that was a painful one for HellRaisers for sure. In the meantime, this is a painful one for the Nyx. Ricky is able to jump to the low ground though to Xani. Rezo stuns up Pushka instead, now getting silenced up by Xani. So they want to chase someone. They're actually, Xani is chasing down the Earth Spirit by Zayach, but he is able to just roll himself out of there. Nyx doesn't take so much damage. Getting saved by Roger's Rolling Thunder though. He'll live for the moment. TP out from ILTW has got a spirit here. Will be able to come back to full mana whenever he is healed up in
Ricky wants to get a kill. Secure that kill.
Oh, but he's too low to do that, surely. In the meantime, Rezo also too low to live. Even though Zayach coming in, still trying to do something. They're trying to kill Xani actually now, and that is a good trade again. Xani just getting a little bit too greedy in this game.
I want to see HR getting the next set of items.
Yeah.
Ricky
before doing anything?
Yes, before trying to get into next team fight. Ricky farming his BKB, same goes for Death Prophet. What is Lycan going for? Ags. Interesting.
Now you can bite people, right?
Yes.
That is hype.
Who you give it to? You give it to Ricky.
Yes,
Probably.
you bite Ricky.
Yeah. Bite me, Ricky.
I love it. If he's actually, I mean, it's an expensive item. He is getting the space to farm, I feel, but it also is a game that I feel like can get out of control really fast at this rate, because we've seen Xani like die 3 times in a row.
I have not seen Aghanim Scepter in a professional game on Lycan yet.
Let's see. No. I think it happened once in LA. I think. Not sure though. Roger jumped on. I mean, this is a sad Pango.
Yeah, Root Mechanic just cripples Pango. He can't do anything.
Virtus.pro is just trying to get more control over this map and choking HellRaisers a little bit in terms of
Radiant's middle tower
farming
is under
space.
attack.
They have the Radiant jungle, they have their own jungle. They are now trying to control the triangle of the Radiant team as well, and maybe punish Nyx for being so high up. But Nyx realizes something is amiss, he'll jump out and TP out. There's a smoke gank from Virtus.pro that will now look for a different target instead. Dire scan. Unfortunate, doesn't scan me Pushka. They know they're farming that though. Oh, Rezo with the jump onto the Pushka. He's dead. The start of the fight. Nyx though coming up for Rezo, and Rezo again dying pretty fast there. Roger rolling through. Nyx in the meantime.
Blink strike second.
Again. No one has got that BKB active. Doesn't find any targets to hit though. And
Now use the old scepter offensively.
Now you do. No
Nyx.
for no one. Nyx, I don't know why he jumped into that one. They are able to kill off no one though, but they lose Sunny in the process. Phonics trying to teleport out.
Team wipe.
That doesn't happen though, and this is actually Virtus.pro cleaning up. That is everybody dead. Pushka just respawned again during that fight because he is so low level. I think that's an S from HellRaisers though. Like
it is.
Right?
They're so close to getting those 2 BKBs, and because that Prophet died twice, that means that she lost a lot of gold and now didn't have it for this fight, which could be a big deal. They have only right clicks from Shadowfiend.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did
Yes.
you remember when I said that I couldn't see the GG previous game?
Yeah.
I'm on a computer that was Owen's at some point, and Owen always plays with mute all incoming chat, that function turned on. So I didn't actually have any chat at all. But I turned it off, so now I could see that there was...
It's so easy to blame Owen.
Oh yeah, but that will do that every time. Sorry, I interrupted you in a Dota talk.
No, I don't know what I wanted to say. Probably something stupid, so it was much better that you
don't
interrupted
sell
me.
yourself short. But they wanted to fight. They need to wait for those BKBs. There's 900 gold away for the Death Prophet. The Ricky's got it soon as well. He's like a couple hundred away. I don't know if Virtus.pro wants to give them the time to go for that though. They look to want to continue with this pressure.
Shadowfiend needs to collect souls.
True. Got that royal jelly.
Considering how strong of a Roche taking lineup HR has, they still didn't kill it.
Yeah. Well, at the moment they kind of can't, right? It's just not in their territory. And it's very scary to fight in Roshan against a Warlock, but not if the ult's on cooldown. You know, you have a shot, but it's still...
It's still a lot of damage just from Fatal Bonds and Magnetize plus a Spirit Vessel. It's hard to fight it. They need to either like surprise them while Virtus.pro is playing bottom part of the map, or take a fight and then grab Roche.
Yeah, but to take a fight, gotta have some BKBs. And they know that. They will try to not fight for a little while longer. We are 1100 gold away from having the Ags Lycan. Are you excited?
Very. Like, what's the cast range on it? I think
you have to be close. I think you have to actually physically bite. Right? What do you mean? Cast range?
Probably.
I mean,
I don't know. Like, who can bite from far away?
Have you ever tried to eat a sandwich on the other side of the world? I don't think you can. No, I think you have to be melee range. That being said, I have never played Lycan with an axe. So
what about an alien? Like, you know, the movie Alien?
I don't think I watched.
Where you have a little one inside your mouth, so it's kind of a short
like
range.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stuff and nightmares right there. Like, you mean like when he opens his mouth and there's another mouth inside? But then he still would need to be fairly close. But you're now asking how he would bite it? Like, what's the mechanics of the actual bite?
No, I was just asking about the cast range.
All right.
I mean, when you say someone bite me, you also need the other one to be close, right? So yeah, that explains it. Yeah.
All right, we do have the Roshan. HellRaisers realize that is indeed important, and they have the BKB, so they waited for those. Let's see if Virtus.pro realizes it in time. The exorcism is used for that. There is a spirit there. They're jumping in. Or rather, ILTW is jumping in a little bit. That silence was just off the mark to catch ILTW.
Nice dodge.
Chaotic offering.
Nice. Tango.
Rezo, you're not gonna live through this one. The BKBs are active, and that might have just been the turn point for HellRaisers. They're doing quite a bit of damage here. Two heroes already dead on the side of Virtus.pro. Can they make it more? Ooh, rush!
Well, now Zayat comes. BKBs are down.
Yeah, Sani, your BKB is needed to live. He does get the Spirit Type on a Nyx coming in with the silence again, and ILTW does not make it out of that one. Zayat rolling away, and no one as well, taunting himself back to the high ground. That is a 2 for 2, but 2 supports for a 2-4 straight. HellRaisers, they don't get the Roche though.
Roche is very low, and exactly what I said. Like, Virtus.pro was showing on the bottom, and they instantly go to Roche, and they dodged. They dodged the chaotic offering.
Yes.
Like, there was literally now no one in the Roche pit.
Only one person, I think, also.
Ricky Vinton.
No!
Look at him.
Look at him. That's a blue wolf.
Blue wolf,
That's terrifying.
okay.
That is terrifying. What is
This is actually sick.
This is absolutely super scary. An invisible Ricky Wolf. That's pretty good as well.
I'm pretty sure someone from Virtus.pro is like, man, what does this do? This new cosmetic for Lycan.
Yeah. How did he jump to the higher ground? Yeah. No, that is. It doesn't last super long though, right? And it has a long cooldown. It has like a 70-second cooldown.
72 seconds cooldown.
Yeah.
It doesn't say for how long, so it should be a shapeshift duration.
Oh, but you gain 30% life steal. Give me the. What if you get a refresher shard and a refresher orb?
All right, calm down, Shiver. And spell prism, and you're just permanently a wolf.
Yes. No, you're permanently a wolf pack.
Tower has been denied.
We've got Aegis on the side of HellRaisers, by the way. They are still obviously behind in terms of golden kills, but with the BKBs up and the Aegis, do you consider them, caught up? Are they back in this game?
Oh, for sure. I believe this transformed Ricky can do so much. With the Aegis, also doesn't have to pop BKB straight away. Mindbreaker on Shadow Fiend. I want to see some tier 3 items on HellRaisers. Like, you can see every single time they try to go for a Centaur so that he can't pop a Stampede. Just go on him and use the Cloud. Yeah, that's how they do it.
Go on Rezo, use the Cloud. He has got the Essence Ring this time around. Lives a little bit longer than average. In the meantime, Roger and Pushka chasing down a solo as the Stampede is used. But Rezo, is he actually able to live with that? No, he is not.
Bite him.
Solo did die, and now ILTW, he came in to try and save his teammate. He has got a lot of spirits. He is able to make it out, but Roger was still there. Is he able to stop this? Yeah, with the Stomp coming out, they should all be able to get in range to kill him. ILTW, he used all his spirits already. Doesn't have anything left in the tank. And we'll drop 3 down for 0. HellRaisers are taking back control over this game.
And HellRaisers, their general understanding of the game, reading the map, what they need to do. I've seen a lot of their games lately, and they just feel very strong, I would say. Like, you can see the itemization coming out from them, who they need to focus, what they need to do inside the pit. Like, it's just all these small pieces together. Here it comes, Quickening Charm. You want to see some kind of a cooldown reduction, but I believe you need to give that to Dead Prophet instead.
Hey, oh, my Pushka. It's that time. I also saw them getting a telescope, but nobody is equipping it. Oh, they go Quickening Charm on the Lycan, though. Gotta have those wolf bites. Love it. And actually,
62 seconds.
Good to reduce as well. Yeah, it reduces it by 10 seconds. That's quite nice.
And you reduce Necronomicon as well.
Yep. Value. What?
You have a cooldown reduction talent on top of that. What's the cooldown on Necro now? 70 seconds. Duration 60 seconds. So you can almost have it perma.
Oh, the nice silence coming out. Actually, also silences that Earth Spirit on the high ground. Sonny is chasing Rezo, but in comes with the slow. And now they turn it around. And they are able to kill off that Death Prophet with everybody there on the side of Virtus.pro. And they are looking for more. In comes the Nyx Lycan, the Ricky Lycan, chasing down everybody.
Blinking wolf.
Lycan wolf is so scary, but the rest of his team is already dead. So he has to run. He did do like, with one bite, he took like most of Solo's health away, but he couldn't kill him. And then also with the Stampede, everybody was able to live and just get out. And it actually was a good fight, great fight for Virtus.pro, who are now once again pressuring on both the bottom lane and the mid lane.
It's a full AC on Shadow Fiend on top of Prison for Effects buildings, so that's minus 12 armor. Like, they go down so quickly. Buyback, I believe they need to use one extra buyback. Let's see if they can hold Ricky 20 seconds for that problem. You do not want to use it, but you might lose one barracks.
Yep. Well, that's going for Rezo here. With the Rolling Thunder, they might be able to. They do lose their tower. If they can get Rezo, at least they can get something of the turn, but there's an F3 and actually Nyx. He drops the Aegis. Nice splitter coming out from the Elder
BKB, he's just done.
Well, how did he die so fast? I didn't even see that one. In the meantime, also with Pushka, he does not have buyback available. Nobody does actually, so they lose a full lane of racks. And actually, Virtus.pro can just go to the bottom lane because they have got that one. The tier 2 tower is already gone, and they've got a sensor, so they can tank any tower.
That's why I wanted to see a buyback from one of these cores. Most likely that Prophet. It's a tough situation. Like, I don't want to waste the buyback here, but now you lost your Ricky, who's gone for 50 seconds, and Virtus.pro might just end the game.
Yeah, they are realizing that there are no buybacks coming from Ricky or anybody else for that matter, and it looks like they are just trying to secure their win here. Charlie is in there with the BKB and the Exorcism, but he is not able to stop never win the racks. The GG comes out, and we will go to a game 3. The Lycan Aghanim Scepter was not successful.
Here, either you use a buyback on that Prophet or you don't take a fight. I mean, that Prophet not buying back just lost in the game.
That's, I mean, putting it bluntly, but yeah, it was a very quick ending. HellRaisers had an opportunity for taking the game, but mistakes were made, and Virtus.pro making sure that they make use of those mistakes and are going to a game 3.